Good morning, folks. Happy Thursday. I'm headed into work. I thought I'd talk about two subjects that really do have to do with each other. And I've noticed it by watching a lot of, although good YouTube channels, prepper channels, a lot of them seem to make one mistake. That is prophesizing when the bad is going to happen, when the shit hits the fan is going to happen, when the bank collapse is going to happen, when Planet Nubru is going to happen, when the solar flare is going to happen, when the war with South Korea is going to happen. And this plays into the fake news narrative. I think a lot of preppers, we are right to prepare for what we believe is going to happen. But like a lot of YouTube channels, consistently, I've been watching them for years. I'm talking many years, 4, 5, 6 years. A lot of them have one thing in common. They're always prophesizing when the stock market and when the economy is going to collapse. And they have it seems a rhythm. They all follow the same rhythm. In the beginning of the year, they prophesize that the banking collapse or the economic collapse or the dollar collapse is going to happen. They always say the same verbiage. Third quarter of this year, it's going to happen. We've seen reports that it's going to happen. Third quarter comes around, and immediately they start coming out, yeah, we've seen reports, we've seen this and we've seen that, and we calculate it's going to happen by the end of the first quarter of the new year. That passes, the same routine hits again. Oh, it's going to happen on the third quarter, by the end of the third quarter, by December, by the end of December, it's going to happen. And it happens again, first quarter, third quarter, first quarter, third quarter. And I don't think they realize what they're doing. I mean, even the Bible says, don't listen to prophets. They're, most of them are pretty much false. But what occurs is, what really happens, it throws the credibility of a prepper or someone who is preparing out the window. And those folks who are just teetering on trying to prepare or thinking about preparing, they're listening to some of this prophesizing, and it does them no justice, because then they decide, well crap, I've been listening to this channel for 2.5, 3 years. And they've been saying the economic collapse is going to happen every year, and it never happens. So, which segues me into news media outlets. As you all know, I listen to the news, the television news, just for noise in the background while I'm getting ready, doing the 3 S's. And one channel that I had on was one of those morning news talk shows. So it wasn't the local news. It was like CBS This Morning, where 4 of them sit around a round table and discuss different topics. And one of the many topics that came up was fake news. Now they're attempting to use that same verbiage against the conservatives. They're calling our news propaganda and fake news. So I guess what I'm trying to say is there's a war of the mind. There's a news war going on right now. Who's right? Him or me? Him or me? Him or me? There is a news war going on, and I think the last thing we should be doing is spreading news that we're not certain of. I don't mean to come off as all mighty or knowing or scolding, or any of these people who might be listening, any of those channels that might be listening to mine, but even the news, they're one-sided. They're owned by the Democratic Party. We used to laugh at other countries, scorn them for having controlled media owned by a political party. We used to laugh at Russia's news or China's news. Remember? And not many years ago. What, last year? We were laughing, and in the year of, forgive me, but the year of the last year of the Olympics over there in China, we were laughing. Oh, everything is just propaganda coming out of them. Well, what do you think is going on now in our news? It's all stacked. Every town hall that we watch on television is all stacked with 99% left-wing Democrats, and one Republican is invited there, or two Republicans are invited there just to be laughed at and mocked by the audience. So the watching public at home sees this and thinks that, hey, they're mistaken. I know this is going off in a weird direction, but it's true. We used to laugh, mock other countries for their news channel outlets that we now have. Government-controlled media. During the news tonight, if you have time, listen to the news and hurry up and scan to the remaining news channel. They use the exact same verbiage. The exact same wording, the exact same verbiage. It's telling me they're all reading from the same script. If they were all independent reporters, all independently reporting that news, the exact same verbiage would not be used in the same context and everything. It wouldn't. Which tells me they're all reading from the same script handed down by Reuters or handed down by our government. We're you know, there's a news war, just like, I always forget his name. Everybody laughs at him, but for being a big conservative nut job. But gosh, what is his freaking name? He's basically, his channel is News War, I think. But anyway, it's unimportant. As soon as I end this video, I'll remember his name. But anyway, folks, have a great day.